2, 1.
Hello guys. Hello. Today we're gonna be covering a very interesting video. This is one of the surprisingly trickier keys. I found that previous season Halls of Atonement for me was one of the coziest keys to time. However, I realized that the higher you go and the more you move up the ladder, the higher the keys are. And this season in particular, now that our gear has sort of downgraded, right, because like we started from kind of fresh, I have found Halls of Atonement to be one of the trickiest keys to time personally. I'm not sure if it's just like me or if you guys feel the same. Let me know in comments. But it's a very tricky key to time, and we started off with a very interesting double pull plus Shard of Halkias, which is normally very difficult for this priest to heal. But thanks to Kyrian boon plus Rupture, I'm able to completely safely keep everybody full. I even thought about committing barrier there, but I didn't do it, as you guys saw, and it ended up being a smart decision, because if I remember correctly, I will use it here soon. One more thing I want to say is, pay attention
Curse of obliteration.
How in some of these keys that I'll upload this week, you guys will notice that there's quite a bit of DK tanks, and you might have noticed in your pugs as well the uprising of Death Knights. I have mixed feelings about it. As a disciplined priest, I think the Death Knights are by far one of the best tanks for us to heal, because most of the time you can just leave them to their own devices. And look at this guy, he's healing 10k HPS, guys. That's not 6k, not 5k, he's 10k, he's doubling my HPS. That doesn't mean I'm doing a bad job, I'm doing what my class does. It just means that he's doing his job very well, and he's healing a lot, and it's very good. I like these tanks a lot, but at the same time I'm not used to healing them, so their HP feels very spiky sometimes. And out of all the tanks, I feel like DKs sometimes just kind of die. So kind of similar to Demon Hunters, to be honest, except Demon Hunters were broken when they were meta, so it was less noticeable. But I kind of feel the same about them. It's very tricky. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it, but once you do learn how to heal them, and once you do learn how to track their, you can see how I track their runic powers, so I see when they're out of resources to heal, then I know they're in trouble, and I know I need to individually heal. But yeah, I'll focus now a little bit more on just like disc stuff and stop talking about the composition as much, even though sometimes it's relevant. Like I always say, like your performance highly depends on what other people bring as well, and you can be great if your group is really bad. Like you simply cannot. And here I ran out of mana because we chain pulled for like 3 minutes straight. As you guys know, discs don't really like that much, so I politely asked for them to stop just a little bit for my mana, and they did, and I'm very grateful for that. It means a lot. And we keep pulling. We actually don't take Stoneborn here. I'm not sure why. Maybe we take it later. I don't remember actually. But yeah, this pack is also can be tricky, but this is why I use boon, and also because I don't have anything else to use, and I tend to try to use at least 1 CD per pack. So this was like a good solution for that. 5k DPS, very good. And then we keep killing these guys. We just wanted to kill these dogs ASAP before they start shredding our tank. Notice how I penance him there. I will usually most of the time suggest that you guys penance offensively with Atonement on tank. But in these few situations, I actually penanced him because I noticed he was out of runic power when I penanced him, and he had these guys that hit very hard on the Fortified week, so that is why I penanced him, because I feel like he needed that. So this is just kind of like a feel thing. It's not always easy to know, but yeah. And here we pulled Stoneborn, and I don't know why it took us this long to take it. Like, I guess they were saving it for Shard, maybe? I'm not really sure, but either way we took him here, and that kind of kept me in combat, so I couldn't drink. So I just had like, see how much mana I wasted here because I didn't know what we were doing here. See how I'm spamming Solace and now wasting even more mana, just pretty annoying. But and now we end up taking it. I don't know what that was all about. I really don't understand personally. I don't know, if somebody can explain to me what they were doing, like I would appreciate an explanation, but I still don't understand. And here I open up with Rupture. This is a difficult pull, by the way, you gotta be careful here. Full Rupture on everyone, and now I'm dealing with explosives, so I'm not really able to do anything else, which is really sucky because the trash is going off. More explosives, more explosives, more explosives, and I just cannot do anything. And here Curse of Obliteration goes off. Already started Kyrian Boon, so like I'm not able to do too much, and I think he was also enraged, so that's kind of like really tough situation, because I didn't get the cursed on time. I'm not sure if he had it on CD or what happened, but the bottom line is I wasn't decursed on time, and we just died at it. It is what it is. I died, they died. It was kind of an overwhelming situation. The only other thing I could have done is use Pain Sap and Dome, but I don't think that would have made that big of a difference. I think I still die, and then they still die, and maybe Tank lives and he battle reses me, so then we live, but seems unlikely to be honest, but yeah. And here I pain suppress him because he does like this pretty big pull, and I just don't want to heal him right now because I have like other people to heal. Because I know there's trash incoming, and then there's like a lot of mobs hitting him, so that's like a high value pain sub. One more thing guys, I have a question, so maybe somebody in chat can answer me, but if the enemy casts Curse of Obliteration on you and then he gets enraged, do you take enraged damage still when it goes off if he was enraged at the time, or does it work in a way where he needs to be enraged when he casts it, and then even if you de-enrage him you're still gonna take enraged Curse of Obliteration? If you know the answer, please let me know in comments. I'm very curious about this. There's probably an answer somewhere out there online, but I'm not sure how to search for this, like how do I type this, like I'm not sure what to type. So but if you guys know, let me know please. But either way, we're gonna continue. So trash once again, it's a pretty nasty combo. Like it's really not fun to heal as a discipline priest without CDs, especially. Like the only thing you can do is like radiance and then Shadowman span or damage if you feel like you can heal it through atonements. I actually killed it through atonements there, so that's big. That's actually pretty big. But yeah, things got scary here. I actually toofed myself and I kept healing through Atonement because, yeah, I also could have used Desperate Prayer and Fade, but Trash is such a big spell that I'm not sure if it would be enough. Like, I didn't want to risk it, I just wanted to live, to be honest. I was ready to press all my buttons to live. And here I decided to, like, eat a little bit to get the buff back, and because I knew there's not gonna be anything to do, like, for the first few seconds. And once again, guys, I say this every key I do, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Please, if you're a DPS player, use your CDs on this guy. Please, I beg of you. This guy is really tough, especially Disc Priest. I don't know, maybe other healers don't find him difficult, but he's not easy. And of course, like, never take double carnage, but this is really rough. Like, use your defensives when you get hit by this. One thing we can do though is, first of all, Barrier is very useful against this guy because damage reduction does not get reduced by his minus 50 healing. So Barrier, extremely useful here. And another thing that is very useful is actually Rupture, because absorbs don't get reduced either. So essentially we have two great tools to deal with it, but if for whatever reason you don't have any of those two for him, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. So just make sure your DPS knows that, like, this fight, like, healing against this guy is like a losing battle. Like, it's a little bit of a time, like a ticking time bomb in a way. Either way, we handled it pretty well. Like, this was like a pretty high DPS group, honestly. Like, I like doing keys with high DPS so much, dude. Like, it's okay. I'm gonna hot take. You can disagree. This is gonna sound dumb probably, and I already hate myself for even thinking about this. But like, I would rather play with a group that has high DPS but isn't mechanically super aware or strong, then play with a group that plays flawlessly and is like, you know, like not taking any damage, not, you know, no missed interrupts, but can't deal like any damage at all. Like, I hate slow DPS groups so much. It's like slow, it just makes me wanna hit my head with a hammer, dude. It just makes me want to cry. I really hate it. I'm sorry. I know that mechanics are more important. Obviously, a mix of both is the ideal player. But if I had to choose, like, I would choose like less mechanical knowledge and like more damage. I know I'm horrible. It's a bad thing to say, and I probably don't even agree with it myself here, like in retrospective. But I just wanted to emphasize how much I hate players with little damage, and it just feels so desperate sometimes as a healer. Like you're fighting a pack, and you know most of the packs, like especially on Fortified, like on packs we use CDs, and those CDs, they don't last forever, right? Like if I'm using Rupture, if I'm using Boon, after that I am nothing. I am a Shadowman spammer, and nobody wants to be a Shadowman spammer. Like you need to kill people during my CDs, and I'm sure that other healers function in a very similar manner. So, you know, like I as a healer really don't like low damage groups. It is what it is. I said it. There you go. Cancel me, Twitter. Come at me, bruv. I'm joking. It's not that hot of a take. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys agree. Of course, like if you're dying, and doesn't matter how much damage you take, like sorry, it doesn't matter how much damage you deal if you're dying, is what I meant to say. Like you're still gonna be a trash player. And here I actually get 2 curses, and now interestingly enough, notice how I don't die to this one. So that first one must have been in rage, because I was also full HP. Like it had to be in rage. There's no other way. I'm not buying it. It was in rage for sure. And yeah, here just Boon for extra damage, you know, trying to also notice how I'm trying to deal with as much explosives as I can, but I'm not always rushing to do them. Like if I'm not in CDs, I will do them instantly, so my DPS doesn't lose DPS. But if I'm using, for example, Kyrian Boon, I'm not gonna rush to do them, because I want to make sure that I handle it. Like I want them to handle it when I'm in my CDs. Otherwise I want to handle all of them, if that makes sense. Like you know what I mean. I hope that makes sense. Like I agree that healers should be doing them for the most part, but I also think that in big pools you can't expect just healer to do them, because we also need to heal. So if I'm wasting all my global CDs to do the explosives, I'm not gonna be able to heal. So then, you know, then if I do all of them, then you don't get to complain, right? And yeah, notice how I'm using Shining Force as well, you know, just slowing down stuff. And then another Kyrian Boon. I could have not used this one, you know, you might be thinking, boss soon, why would you use it? I just want to kill these guys. Like these dogs are shredding my tank, and I don't want him to use like all the CDs he has just to survive 2 dogs. So I just want to help him, you know, deal with this by helping kill these things. Because like best defense, sometimes, not always of course, but sometimes the best defense is to actually kill stuff before it kills you. I know it sounds stupid, but
Stone breath.
That's how it is. it really is. Yeah, this boss, honestly, there's not much to say about this boss. Like, this boss is really simple. All the damage this boss does is dodgeable, except tank damage. So technically, you should only have Atonement on your tank. Like, Shadowman him, then shield him once. Like this. And I used Radiance there though, but I noticed how I put long Atonement on him. And then you just deal damage. That's all you do on this boss fight. Like, try to position yourself. Also notice how you can actually be like, if you're doing some Pepega stuff, or you're playing like low keys with bad groups or whatever, and somebody walks out of the circle as a priest, don't forget, you can dispel them and you can grip them. There's 2 things you can do. If you dispel them fast enough, they can walk back into the circle. Because the fear, it renews every like 1 or 2 seconds. So if you dispel them, and they can use like a mobility thing. For example, if they're mage, you dispel them, they blink inside of the circle, they're not gonna get feared anymore. Or you can grip them. So technically you can save 2 people like that. Just something to keep in mind. You might need it sometimes. I've done some pretty high keys where people forget to move in the circle and they just get insta-feared and they just die and stuff like that. You don't want to like go through that. Just be careful. And also, of course, dodge these like pulls. Like and at this level they will one-shot you, and don't walk over glass. And rest is like up to tank. If tank positions this properly, there's no way you fail. And yeah, we're skipping a Sogonon, by the way. which means that we are gonna take 50% more physical damage, which is sort of okay, and in this key at least, because the bosses, they don't deal that, like the last boss, the Chamberlain, he doesn't deal that much physical damage, so it's kind of alright. You guys will see towards the end. I'll talk a little bit more about it, but yeah, for now we're just skipping this, you know, nothing to talk about here.
Blood torrents. Stone claw.
This boss. Okay, so sometimes I will save Kyrian boon for the ads, so I deal like some AoE damage, but this time I kind of just wanted to burst, to be honest, like, because it's not tyrannical. If it's tyrannical, I would mean max my CDs a little bit more, but since it's not, I just used all my like things. Like I used Kyrian boon, I used Shadow Fiend, and then just like bzz, 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 you know, standard things. Just deal as much damage as you can, help your tank stay alive, since like you know, if it's easier for you to do like one heal, especially because it leaves Atonement on him as well, so that also means you will be able to heal him through damaging, then for him to use some like, you know, big spells to heal himself up, where he could be dealing damage instead, right? So like, because if you think about it, like you as a group, you gain more damage from your tank being offensive than from you being offensive. There is few exceptions to this rule, but in general tanks deal more damage than healers do, and you can see that in the numbers. He's 4.5k DPS and I'm doing only 3.3, even though I've used both my offensive CDs. So our single target potential is really not that big. It's like 5-6k at best. So maybe there's like a way to make it a little bit bigger, maybe with some trinkets, or you know, like just better usage of spells or whatever, but I personally don't see it as that big of a deal. Of course, like you should always aim for the best performance, of course, but I'm just saying, like, I say not a big deal because the reason I say not a big deal is essentially because well, it's not a big deal. That's not why we're there. Of course you should min-max your damage, but you shouldn't be risking somebody dying to like squeeze in extra 200-300 DPS. That is not worth it, in my opinion. I know somebody's gonna say 200-300 DPS, dude, that's a lot. Yeah, okay, yeah, it is a lot. You're not wrong, but it's not worth somebody dying. Feel free to disagree, that's completely fine. I just personally would much rather focus on keeping everybody healthy and stress free, so they can focus on DPS, because I think by being a good healer you also increase your group's DPS, because if your team is healthy, like think about it from DPS perspective, if I'm 30% HP or 40% HP, which oftentimes for Disc you will be, because Disc isn't gonna like keep you topped all the time, especially not in like situation like this guy where there's consistent AoE damage. Like, I'm gonna be stressed, right? Like, I'm gonna be focusing more on dodging every single mechanic and playing mechanically than just like dealing as much damage as I can. So as a healer, I feel like it's more worth to waste 2 or 3 global CDs just to keep everybody healthy and keep everybody looking good, rather than just focus on squeezing like that extra little bit of DPS from you. I don't know, guys, let me know what you think in comments. I'm curious, you know, this game isn't sold. There's nobody who knows what's better. Like, there's opinions, so I'm always happy to hear what you guys think about things I'm saying. This is why I always tell you guys, I'm not, you know, it's not just some cheesy quote-unquote YouTuber line that I use at the end, like, let me know what you think. I really wanna, you know, I'm very curious what you guys think about the videos. I'm very curious what you guys think about the commentary. I also know that since I don't plan these things, there's like a high possibility that sometimes I will say something stupid or wrong. So if I do, please do correct me. I really, like, I don't mind. I would be happy. I would rather like be corrected than spread false information. Like, just let me know what you think, and I appreciate that. Either way, this poll pretty tricky, but honestly, like, this group is handling everything so far pretty well. Just slows when slows are needed, push knockbacks when knockbacks are needed, tank stays healthy, kites when he needs to. Everything is on point, looking really, really submissive and breathable at the moment. And here was actually a pretty stressful moment. Now I forgot that we haven't did this. Now I remember. Like this was, I hated this so much because I didn't know we were doing this. Like if I knew, I would be okay, but I didn't. So essentially, I barely healed throughout all this time. Like I did one radiance, and then I planned to do boon, so I did another radiance. Then I just booned everything, and notice how I'm not even dispelling this guy straight off. And the reason I'm not dispelling him is because he's a mage and I'm in the CD. So honestly, if he doesn't click alter time there, it's on him, not on me. Like, or ice block. So because he doesn't need alter time or ice block for this boss. So, and then I noticed he's not clicking anything, so I dispelled him or whatever. But I could have done so much more if I just focused on my own things. But that's okay though. Once again, I said it, and here I am actually confirming what I said in like through my gameplay, right? Like I would rather lose a little bit of DPS just to heal people, because I know that when people are full, they're trying better to deal damage because they can focus only on damaging instead of, you know, trying to stay alive. But yeah, this boss is like pretty straightforward. There really isn't much to say about this boss. I really like. I'm thinking now what I can tell you guys about this boss, and there's just nothing. Like this boss, especially on Fortified, is literally free. Like if you die to this boss, you're probably griefing, or you're, I don't know, legally blind or something. I don't know. It's like it's impossible to die to this boss. Just take the ghost of the lantern, interrupt, and kill it. Easy. Whoops. Sorry about that. But yeah, just kill the thing. Just so easy. Just deal as much damage as you can. See, I out DPS tank actually here. That's the power of Kyrian boon on AoE. That's only because there was AoE. I'm not saying this is like, I got tank, dude. Guys, look at me, I out DPS tank. That's not why I'm saying it. I'm just saying it because, you know, it's good. It shows that, you know, we're good on AoE. That's essentially the reason. Yeah. Just to clarify, you know, I don't want somebody to think that, you know, I don't see this as competition. Like, I never see people in group as competition. This is why I could never be a good DPS player. Because when I see a group, I always see it like, you know, we are together trying to overcome a certain challenge and reach a certain goal. And I know there's like a lot of DPS players that are looking like, oh, it's me against you, dude. Like, you're gonna deal more damage, I'm gonna deal less damage and stuff like that. And here I leave a nice Toothed on Monk. But I think he still dies, and I'm not sure why actually. I'm not sure how it happened, but he got instant rest, and we kind of went through this room pretty smoothly. This is very stressful, by the way, because on explosive this room is like unironically one of the most dangerous pulls, because we pulled everything. Like usually people do side by side, but I guess we wanted to save time, which I agree with actually, but it just was like quite stressful. I think in this room alone, if you go back and count, I think I've in this room alone done like 30-40 explosives. Like I'm not even exaggerating. I don't know, it feels like it. But yeah, here just do a nice little Kyrian boon while they're all scattered. And see how normally I wouldn't help too much with explosives when I'm doing Kyrian boon, but here I helped because simply because there's like potential for them to be too many here, and it's just like nice to help. Yeah. And after this, like this guy is just like training dummy, so I'm gonna skip ahead for the boss, and I have a few points to make for the boss that are pretty important. Right, so about what I said about the boss. So notice my CDs. What do I have? Okay, I look. And in my brain it goes, okay, I have 1510. And this boss can hit tanks pretty hard sometimes. He leaves a nasty debuff that melts. I have Shadow Fiend in 40, and then I have all the other CDs ready. What is gonna kill us on this boss? So there's two things, right? Because we have speed and physical reduction, I'm pretty sure that these tombs that are aimed at you one shot because we had -50. It could be just because it's 19, But as you can see, Monk just confirmed my theory, they one-shot. So there's two things that can kill us. That we can get killed by a telekinetic toss.
Telekinetic toss.
If somebody knows whether they're physical or magical, let me know. I would really like to know. I'm pretty sure I can check it for myself though, but I'm not gonna do it now. I'll check it later, but let me know in comments. Either way, I would like to hear if you guys know. Yeah, that can kill us. And one more thing can kill us, which is also, everybody knows this, Ritual of Woe, right? And also we can literally mistime a key if tank ever dies, because he's the only combat res we have. So like if tank dies, we just wipe. So my job here was mainly focusing on keeping tank alive. Okay, so first time, Ritual of Woe. Notice, Rupture, Shadow Fiend. Very strong combination, very, very strong. And I decided to do Boon as well. Why did I do Boon here? Well, I'll explain. The reason why I did Boon here is because the sooner I put it on CD, the sooner I'll have it back, first of all. So I'm thinking I can get one more use. That's one of the reasons. And second reason is because for the next Ritual of Woe, I have Dome. And Dome is usually enough together with like AMZ or any sort of other defensive for us to live. And as you can see, this was completely cozy, carried by AMZ and Dome. By the way, I placed Dome way too early. I got baited by the first spell. I thought that's the ritual. I forgot that he first pulls these things in and then pushes them back and then does ritual. I just haven't done Halls of Atonement much lately, so I forgot. But yeah, that's how it works. So just remember, don't get baited like I did, because if this was tyrannical, like you need to plan your cities much better and much more carefully. So like we would just wipe there if this was tyrannical. Luckily it wasn't. So. And once again, I'm saying it like I'm just keeping tank alive. Honestly, I probably should have used Paints up here when he did Stigma. Maybe I'll use it on the next Stigma. I could have used Tuft as well, just to make him feel a little bit safer. But yeah, that's the key, guys. I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for Stroke support lately, thanks for being here, thank you for, you know, liking, subscribing, thanks for comments as well. I really appreciate the comments. I like reading what you guys think about the keys. I like hearing your feedback. So if you got any advice, any feedback regarding the videos or gameplay or questions, I would be more than willing to respond to them, and looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.